Hi Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I am here today to do the Booktube Embarrassment Tag. And I'm going to be embarrassed right away because this tag was created by Kevin Tolreeds? Kevin, is that how to say your last name? I am going to get it one of these days. I hope you know. I am going to figure it out. I was tagged by Stuart Griffin, so I will link to both those channels down below as well as their version of this tag. I actually do get embarrassed, like even watching movies sometimes I get embarrassed for the characters. But anyway, so all right, here we go. Question 1, a book that someone or something made you feel embarrassed about liking. Now, I didn't feel embarrassed about this, but you know, it's really one of the wonderful things about Booktube is that, you know, you build these relationships with people who have other channels or just in the comment section, and you kind of have inside jokes. And so Erin from Erin Read a Book and I have teased each other over the Time Traveler's Wife. I reread it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of it or whatever, but I still liked it enough that eventually I decided to hold on to it. Erin hates this book, but yeah, so we've laughed a lot about the Time Traveler's Wife, but I wouldn't say, like, Erin has never made me feel embarrassed or anything like that about it. Question 2, a book you're embarrassed about completely missing the point. So I did the first time, and I'm not even sure if I finished it. I had to read Beloved in college by Toni Morrison, and it was the worst class that I took in college, which is, it's so disappointing when I look back on the books that we read in that class. I mean, I think I was supposed to read Great Expectations. I think that I skipped it. I don't know what happened in that class. I just know the teacher made me feel really, really small. But I missed the point about Beloved, and fortunately, since starting my Booktube channel, I have reread this and made a video about it, and I feel really good. I feel like I do finally understand the point. A lot of my videos, a lot of my review videos, I'll hear from someone that I've never heard from before that tells me that I'm just completely missing the point. And that's fine. That's fine. Like, feel free then to say like what the point is, so that at least the comment section is interesting to read through. Question 3, a book you would be embarrassed to be seen reading in public. Do you know, I don't live in a very literary community. I don't think there's anything I would be, that I would read that I would be embarrassed to be seen reading in public. And believe me, you see very few people, except maybe in like coffee shops or something like that, but very few people do you see ever reading anything. So, question 5, a book you've been embarrassed not to like. So, for those of you who are new on Booktube, there are some books that are just so loved by the Booktube community that if you happen to be in the minority and you don't like that particular book, it is scary. It's scary to talk about. I can't believe Jason went along with this, but he wouldn't let me get rid of the film, but we did get rid of the book. So Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Gaskell, and this is of course the BBC miniseries of it. Yeah. Like, Wives and Daughters. I think there's actually, I think Art at Bookshelf Odyssey is doing a readathon of Wives and Daughters this month. I love Wives and Daughters, and I'm so happy for them. I'm so glad. No, it's not for me. It's not for me. So, Question 6, a book cover you find embarrassing. Okay, I love this book. Someday we're going to buy, Jason bought this edition before I had ever read the book. So someday I'm going to get a different edition of this book. But this is, because this is a like broad view edition. And this is my copy of Jane Eyre, you guys. It's a terrible cover. I am embarrassed by this cover. This is probably why I don't talk about Jane Eyre very much, because I don't want to get out this book. But yeah, so I mean, I love Jane Eyre, but yeah, I find this cover just like miserable. Just seems miserable. It could be glorious. So anyway, someday we'll have another cover. I don't know why. I have no idea why Jason got that one. Let's see. Question 7. A book or books you feel embarrassed not to have read. I mean, there's a lot of classics out there that I do want to get to, and I haven't yet. I think many of you know I struggle with Russian authors, so I do want to read Dostoevsky, but I have yet to read anything by Dostoevsky. If somebody wants to make a recommendation about where to start, I would love to hear that. Yeah, but I mean, I've heard so many great things about this particular book. I do want to read Dostoevsky, but I don't know. The Russians just terrify me. So I've read Anna Karenina and Dr. Zhivago, but that's about it. An author or genre you're embarrassed to like or have been embarrassed to like. So this is one of those moments where you have to think about separating the author from the author's decision, like separating the art from the author a little bit. Anyway, I do love this book. This is The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde by Junot Diaz. This book won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction, and it's fantastic. It's a really, really great book. I think I read it maybe twice in a year, or maybe just I read it once like 2 years in a row. Anyway, Junot Diaz, I'm not going to go into all the details, but like he came out like, I'm part of the Me Too movement too, or whatever. Well, then it also like turns out, you know, because of things that had happened to him, like he had treated some other people not the way that he should have. And so I don't know, it's just disappointing, because I think he's just, you know, really, really very smart, and I would really like to read more of his books, but I don't know. It's just one of those things like I kind of don't, I don't pick them up. I don't talk about this book anywhere near as much as I probably would on my channel if it hadn't been for the whole Junot Diaz scandal, and you can find it on the internet. Question 9, show or tell us an embarrassing bookish object. I'm not really sure what this question is about, but I'm just going to show you something that lives in our library that Jason bought, and I just think it's bonkers. It tells me he went to such and such art gallery and they were having like this like cup sale, and he just found this cup that he thought was so beautiful, and I just like look at the eye on the side. I mean, it's like something from like, and this, the hand itself, so there's like some symbols there. I don't know if you can, how well you can see them, but yeah, so this cup rests on top of this. Anyway, so this lives in our library, and I am a little embarrassed about it. It just seems strange to me. Like it doesn't really seem to function very well. So I like I said, I'm not 100% sure about bookish objects that are embarrassing, but this one embarrasses me. Question 10. What words, sounds, or phrases do you feel embarrassed about overusing on Booktube or in life? You guys, I am very embarrassed when I go back and I edit my videos and I can see, I could hear it. I can hear the either saying the word like a lot, or the one I do so often. So anyway, I say that so much and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So I try to be conscientious, but a lot of times I have to film in the evening, and I'm just not really at my best then. I have epilepsy, and when I'm really tired, it just spills over into my speech. I can't help it. So, but I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like, never make a movie in the evening? Like, no, I can't do that. And then Stuart had a question 10A. Are there any other things related to books that you are embarrassed about? So I do have a funny story. I was so excited. This was more than a year ago. I got a new coworker, and she used to be a high school English teacher, and it was like, this is great. This is so exciting. And so I asked her, what do you read? And she was like, I mean, she told me she was a reader. I think she listens to a lot of audiobooks too. But yeah, she was like, and again, it's nothing against these particular genres, but I'm just like, okay, we're not gonna have a lot of conversations about books. But she, yeah, so she was like, I think she really likes erotica and paranormal romance. And I'm like, okay. So that was, it was just, I felt very awkward because I didn't want to say anything like, oh, I didn't want to say anything about what I read or that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it's quite sad to work with someone who used to be an English teacher, and we don't really have any books in common that we share. So that's a bit of a bummer. I'm going to tag some people down below, but if you don't have a channel, or if you just want to answer some of these questions in the comment section, I would love to hear from you. I love engaging with you in the comment section. If you want to comment on my embarrassing stories, like, other embarrassing things about my channel, maybe the way I mispronounce authors' last names, another embarrassing thing. But yeah, so if you want to comment, please do. I love talking to you in the comment section. If you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can leave an emoji or give this video a thumbs up. So thank you so much for watching Booktube. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.